second grade. Mrs. Gear here. I am going to be reading The Disciples of Emmaus. After Jesus died on the cross, his friends placed him in a tomb. Some soldiers rolled a heavy stone in front of his tomb. It really seemed like Jesus' life had been a failure. Jesus had friends called disciples. Disciples are people who follow a particular teacher. Jesus' disciples were very sad because Jesus had died. Two of the disciples were going back to their village. The village was called Emmaus. Emmaus was about 7 miles away from Jerusalem. It was a long walk. As they walked along, the disciples talked about Jesus. Then the disciples saw a man coming up behind them. The traveler joined them. He listened to what they were saying. They told him about Jesus' death and what people were saying about it. Then the traveler started to talk. He said that according to the Bible, Jesus had to die, but that Jesus also had to rise from the dead to enter his glory. He explained the Bible to them. It was late when the three of them got to the village, and it was getting dark. The disciples invited the traveler to spend the night with them. The man said yes, so they all went into the house. While the unknown man was sitting at table with the disciples, he took the bread, said a prayer of thanks, broke the bread, and gave it to them. The eyes of the two men became big. They recognized Jesus. But right away, Jesus disappeared. This true story was written by St. Luke. There are many stories about what Jesus said and did after he rose from the dead, but this story is special. This story is like the Mass. At Mass, we listen to and think about some words from the Bible. There are prayers to thank God. Then there is the breaking of the bread. And most important of all, Jesus is there.